Well, thank you. What a beautiful introduction. So, as I like to begin every service that I do, the first of the month, I want to begin with the intention that I like to set up for the energy of this time together, which is more like an affirmation. So, since the Super Bowl is going to be here later this afternoon, I figured that we would give that enthusiasm this morning to the affirmation. So just as when you're watching the game and your team makes that goal, touchdown. You know, us Mexicans, not that I'm Mexican, but we do football. That touchdown, you know how excited we get? I want you to be as excited as you say the affirmation this morning. So if we don't do it correctly the first time, we will do it again and again. So let's begin. I choose love now.
I choose love now.
Good. I want only love.
I want only love.
Because love is what I am.
Because love is what I am.
Awesome. Touchdown! We did it. That was great energy. I love it. You see, the thing is that's how we have to be about life, excited, right? If we're going to love now, in this moment, we need to be excited. It helps. So you see the difference of saying it with enthusiasm to just sitting here and like, oh, that's nice, and not say it with that enthusiasm. It feels different. Also, your body, even it vibrates, and people could feel the energy. Not only you feel the energy, but the person next to you as well. So the topic is love now. And the first thing I want to say is that what is loving now? What is love now? Because I feel that a lot of people think maybe love now is saying a loving thing, which is, or a loving act. But loving now is everything if you want to be happy. It's everything if you want to be peaceful. It's everything if you want freedom. It's everything if you want to live a life that God wants you to live, which is living your happy out of 10. So it's important for us to cultivate this love now. And what is loving now look, and what does it mean? It means getting out of your own way, of your false ideas, every moment, every second within the second. In this case, it would be 11:40 right now. Choosing thoughts that are aligned to God, and period. No matter the form, no matter what's going on. So you have to love now, every moment. Loving now is letting go of your fear thoughts, letting go of your false thoughts. No matter what is going on. Do you do this? No matter what's going on. So that goes to my story for this morning. So this morning I wake up at 7, usually when I do the service, and I meditate, I do my inner work. I usually take my dogs for a long walk. As I'm walking the dogs, I'm experiencing all this happiness and joy and love and looking forward to the service. So then starts the practice of the talk. Because as I am walking, and I'm going to give this talk on love now, and I'm so excited, my phone falls on the floor. And then the whole screen cracks. Do we see that? Bob, are we seeing that? All right, so the question is, how am I supposed to love now when my phone is cracked? That is the question. Right? So this is what's essential, and this is what is important. I'm going to use the phone as an example. Because what I love about the spiritual practice and spiritual principles of unity and the Course in Miracles, that it's all about application. It's all about living it in form no matter what. It's about embodying that love. Having that love live through you at every moment, even if your phone gets cracked, the screen gets cracked. Even though you're thinking thoughts that you're going to have to pay some money for that phone when you don't want any extra costs or any extra bills this month, right? So my choice at that moment, when I see the phone cracked, immediately, since I'm in the body, the Course would say, and I feel like I'm a separated self, the ego, I believe the ego mind, which hence equals false thoughts, which are thoughts of fear. So anytime I say ego during the service, it means thoughts of fear. Automatically, I kind of go there because it's what we're used to. It's like something's wrong. There is a judgment, right? So I look at the phone and immediately I'm like, oh, just like how you were when you saw it. It's the same thing. So I look at the phone cracked and automatically I have a thought. Now how I love now is looking at the thought and feeling it. Not denying it, not pretending, brushing things under the rug. That's not what spirituality is. It's being honest and authentic. Wow, interesting, right? My phone is cracked. Wow. I started to think, oh, maybe I have a cover on it. You know those covers that, no, not so much. I was trying to, no, I forgot. I took off the cover last month. So it was all cracked. So my choice then, how do I love now, is by choosing to change my perception of my experience, of how I'm going to look at the phone, how I'm going to look at the situation. The Course in Miracles would say, you have dominion of your experience. So you can experience things through love or fear. So at this time, I chose to feel my feelings and choose love. And when I mean choose love, means not letting it take away my peace. Not allowing it to consume me so much that I am not at peace. So what happens? I snap out of it. I choose again. I stop myself. I stop the thoughts. And guess what's happening right now at that moment is that I'm walking on a sidewalk and there's trees. And that's all that exists. Nothing to do with the phone. The phone's already cracked. I can't do anything about it. So let me enjoy the walk. Let me enjoy my dogs. What beautiful trees. My dogs, oh, they're so sweet. And then I start cracking up. I'm like, I'm so psyched right now that I'm not upset about this. I'm so psyched right now that I'm so happy about this moment. It's not that I'm happy about the phone. Nobody's going to be happy about having a cracked phone, but your experience could be happy. So I walk towards my apartment and I continue to feel peace and happiness because nothing about the phone is in my awareness, because all that exists in that moment is me walking. The phone situation, when it comes of changing it and stuff, will be a process, and I'll think about that when that happens. But I can't love right now and be thinking about when I talk to the insurance company, when am I going to get a new phone, etc., etc. So how can I have both? I can't be in love and fear at the same time. I can't be in love and worry at the same time. I have to choose one or the other. So this goes, the first practice of loving now. I'm going to give you a few this morning. And they kind of changed up a little bit because of this situation. Because the first one I'm going to bring in first is big deals. The only way that we can really live love now is by letting go of what I call the big deals of the world. So you would call this situation with the phone a big deal. You know, I have to change the phone, etc. What other big deals can you think of? Worldly, could be Trump. Everybody always says that one. Car accidents, health issues. All those things in the world appear to be a big deal. So my question is, how can you love now and get transed out by problems in your life? It's hard. Right? Just like this morning, it was a little hard for me at the very beginning. But what's great is from my story is that you can choose your perception, you can choose again of a way of you're going to see it, right? So what was great is that this is just one example. And you would say, oh, but you know, that's not such a big deal because that's just a phone and it's cracked. How about if the doctor tells me that I have something going on in my body or if my health is not up to par? What about that? That's different. It's the same. In the sense of the way you want to look at it. Because you could experience it the way you want. You're going to be dealt some cards, and you get to play them the way you want to play them, and the way you want to see them. So we actually can't go and make something happen, because things are going to happen in the world, but you have the power, the dominion of how you're going to see it and experience it, period. So loving now is when letting go of the false fear thoughts with the problems and the big deals. So what you do is that you choose again. And there's this beautiful thing I've been saying lately, which is, now on from this moment, I will not tolerate error in myself. So right now in this moment, I will not tolerate fear in myself. No more games, No more playing with the dreams, no more playing with the fear. I am committed only to be the presence of love, for that is the truth of who I am. So when you're loving now, and you're not going to accept the big deals and the problems, you're going to say, from this moment now, I will not buy into fear thoughts. I will not buy into what this doctor's saying. I will not buy into what my mom and dad told me when I was little that I was not good enough. I'm not going to buy into what my boss is saying right now. I'm not going to buy into what's going on in my bank account right now. I'm not going to buy into anything that is not of God. Period. And guess what? You get to love now. So you have to make that commitment. That's another element. So letting go of the big deals of the world, the problems, experiencing them differently. The next thing is what I'm saying, which is not buying into it. And then you are free. You have to be committed. And committed takes something. Because we're so used to the suffering, we're so used to getting transcended out, we're so used to going there and allowing the stuff of the world to affect us. Especially right now, it appears, right? The more that we stand, that's why I made the topic of love now. Because right now, you can practice that at a whole nother level by mind watching, by being mindful of what you're thinking about. Not buying into what the news is saying, not buying into what your news feeds are saying, not buying into that. Why? Because you want to live in the mind of God. You want to love now. You want to be happy. So you choose again and you choose again. What happens is that we're going to have a problem, such as I'm going to have this problem. I had just had this problem, supposedly problem. And then there's going to be another one that's going to come up next week. And maybe another one the week after. So my commitment is that every time something shows up that could disturb my peace of mind, my commitment is what? To choose love again. To not allow that problem to consume me, because every time I am letting the problem consume me, I am deciding against God. I'm not deciding with God because I'm believing in the illusion, the Course would say. I'm believing in the falseness. I'm not believing that God is my source. You're believing that what is your source? The phone is my source at that moment. If I would have let myself get bothered for 5 minutes about the phone, I would have believed that that is my source. My phone is my happiness. My phone gives me love. My phone is my peace. Wow. What are you choosing to be your source? You need to be committed to choosing God as your source every moment. The second within the second. Wow. It takes practice. Practice choosing again and again and again and again. How can you love now when you are not taking responsibility? Right? So how can you love now if you are not owning your stuff? You can't love now and be a victim of the world that you see. You can't be loving now and be judging your boss because he's not playing the role you would like him to play in your life, or be how you would like him to be. He's not playing that role for you, so guess what? Or anybody, your spouse, your kids, that role that you assigned them, they're not doing it. So you can't be in love now if you are in judgment, right? If you are believing their littleness. So you need to be in responsibility of the situation. And you have to more and more and more own your stuff. That's how you love now, and understanding that nothing is being done to you. Just like the phone, so-and-so can act how they're going to act, and you have the experience to experience them through love or fear. Choose. That's up to you. That's how you love now. So, being present, being mindful. The only way that I was able to reach the capacity of being at peace, regardless of my phone, is because I was mindful of my thoughts. We need to be consistently practicing being mindful of what we're thinking. Be very vigilant of our minds, because our mind is cuckoo. I don't know if you've noticed that it's very undisciplined. So we need to have committed practice with love all the time. So the practice is, what thoughts of love am I having right now? Am I having loving thoughts? Am I having fearful thoughts right now? And you'll know, because you know what is a loving thought and you know what is a fearful thought. And usually if you don't know, you're feeling it. So if you're not aligned to love, you're going to feel a little nervous. You're going to feel like you're not going to be at peace. You're usually not in thoughts of love. So use that as a gauge so you can be mindful of your thoughts so you can choose different thoughts. So as you step into this new space of loving, and now we understand what love is in truth, loving now. Love is that connection that we have with God. Love is our inheritance. Love is where we come from. Love is what we are. What happens is that we forget that we are love. We forget that we've been given this beautiful, let's say, diamond. We have this beautiful diamond. And that is a representation of our love that's connected to God. And it's in our pocket, but we forget that it's in our pocket. And we're busy looking for it in other people's pockets. You know, you're looking in everybody else's pockets. You're like, hey, let me go out with you, and at the same time, let me check your pocket. Because I want to get my love from you. I'm going to look for my diamond in that person. I'm going to look for my diamond in my bank account. I'm going to look for my diamond in my job. I'm going to look for my diamond in my accolades. I'm going to look for my love outside. And you can't love now if you're looking for your love outside of you, because you'll never find it there. Fear and the ego would make you think that you can, and you will have temporary love. You would feel temporary love. You will feel temporary happiness, but you won't feel it forever. It will be temporary. I'm in for the love that's eternal. I'm in for the love that lasts forever. I'm in the love that's expansive, that's there always. I don't want some false little fake little itsy bitsy 1 second love, happiness. I want it all the time. So I have to remember that I am love, and that love comes from me no matter what. I cannot get my love from my father. I cannot get my love from my dad. I cannot get my love from Lex. I cannot get my love from anybody outside of me, because they don't have it. I have it because I'm a child of God, because I'm connected to God. It's my inheritance. The diamond is in my heart, because I don't have a pocket. My diamond is in my heart, and I honor that diamond. I honor that love of God every time I choose not to allow anything in form to take away my peace, anything in form to take away my happiness, anything in form that could take away my love. So I invite you to love now, understanding that that love is yours, that that love is for you to claim, that that love is all powerful, that that is your power in that love. You choose that love. Only you have that power to be able to create that love. Nobody outside can give it to you. So own it, grasp it, take it, hold on to it. Go and throw a touchdown with that love. Go and throw a touchdown with that love. Throw that ball so high that you know that that love has been so expansive, has touched so many hearts, because you're not going to buy into the stuff anymore. You're not going to buy into the falseness. You're not going to buy into the fear. You're not going to buy into your limitlessness. You're not going to buy into what is not real anymore, because you deserve that, because you're a perfect child of God. Because you have the power to love now. It's up to you. Let's pray. Thank you, God, for the opportunity that we have this morning to love now. To remember what is really the truth. To let go of any false ideas, any type of burden we're feeling this morning, any type of problems. We let it go now. As we choose to love now, not later, not tomorrow, right now. As we choose thoughts that are aligned to love, as we choose thoughts that are aligned to peace, as we choose thoughts that only come from you, our source, Father. As we know that the Christ consciousness within our hearts is reflected fully as we step into our truth. As we love now, we are so grateful. Altogether, amen. Amen. Thank you very much.